Hello there.
Hey.
We're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Taziar Travel Live as part of the
Quarantine.
third Quarantine-a-thon, right?
Cruise-a-thon.
Quarantine Cruise-a-thon. Okay, there we go. The Quarantine Cruise-a-thon. Hopefully everybody can hear us. Let us know in the chat that you can hear us. Looks like you should be able to. So, yeah. So what do we got on tap for today for the Quarantine Cruise-a-thon?
I think we're going to kind of introduce everybody to our channel and kind of tell a little bit about what Taziar Travel is all about, what we do. If we have some new people, welcome.
Yes, most certainly welcome. Well, we're all, it's a nice sunny day outside, but
we're inside.
We're inside, kind of trapped inside. We'll get out there sometime, but...
Today is number 41 for me for not leaving the condo. So I think I'm escaping at least staying outside after this.
Yeah, 41 days.
41 days.
Wow,
yeah.
41 days.
Yeah. So I'm going outside today.
Okay, so let's just kind of introduce ourselves. Do you want to...
So I'm Melissa, and this is Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy, or Missy.
Yeah, I also go by Missy.
Quite often...
my friends and family know me as Missy.
Yep.
So, I'm from Ohio originally, and...
I'm from originally just outside Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we've been married almost 20 years this September, and we've been traveling together ever since. We probably take 5 or 6 vacations a year, pretty major vacations.
That was even before we moved from Ohio,
Yeah. So we lived in Ohio for about 19 years together, and then we moved down to Florida, to Jacksonville, actually, last summer. So we moved so that we'd be closer to cruise ports.
Yep, absolutely.
There's
closer to places to fly to. Like, if you want to fly to the Caribbean, it's a lot closer, right?
We can drive to a lot of our vacation destinations now, which I think is going to be the theme of the year this year, since...
Yeah, that's the theme of the year. We're drive-to vacations, right?
Yeah.
Since airline flights are down, 95% or something like that.
Yeah.
Volume's down 95%, so yeah.
We've had to cancel a few vacations. Actually, next month we're supposed to be in California for the first time, and we were going to go to Disneyland for the first time. Guess we're not going.
No, we canceled that. Canceled our airfare, got our points back.
Yep.
So we're... we're
going to West Palm Beach, actually.
Yeah, we're staying in Florida.
Yeah.
So we're going to West Palm Beach.
That's if it's safe. So
yeah.
I figure I can sit in a condo in West Palm Beach and look at the ocean as easy as I can sit in a condo and look at trees.
That's right.
Maybe the view will be a little better.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a lot of people joining us.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. We probably won't be able to get back and name everybody here, but...
Flamingo PM, D&G Explorers, Dave and Brandy's Excursions, Kathy Mills, Anthony Simone, The Summit Push,
Griswold Family Vacay, welcome. Welcome, everybody.
To Travel and Tour, welcome.
Yes, thanks for joining.
Vizzo's Travel, Daniel Fields, Blaine 2007.
Yeah, great that you're...
Thank you for arranging all this and putting all this together. This has been a lot of fun. We've been watching all the Cruise-a-thons the last few weeks, so yeah, it's given everybody a lot to look forward to, talking about cruising, keeping us entertained. So yeah, we've really enjoyed it. The Summit Push, Cruise Day Fun, Cruising Through Life with Al and Jeannie, Chris's Cruise Stuff and Things.
Yeah.
Griswold Family Vacation, I think you said that. Deb Wright.
Midlife Crazy, did we say them? Yeah.
Yep. Sean and Casey on vacay mode.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, so if we missed your name, we apologize.
Yeah.
So just introduce ourselves a little bit more when we actually both... we both have day jobs, right?
Yeah,
so we're not full-time YouTubers, that's for sure.
Yeah, we both work in the mortgage industry and have for... I've been there like 16 years, almost 17 years.
Yeah, I'll be there almost 20 years shortly, so yeah.
Seems like forever.
We'd rather be on vacation. That's a good thing. We get, we work in corporate America, so we get plenty of vacation time.
Yeah.
So
we get about 5 weeks of vacation a year.
Yeah, 5 weeks of vacation a year, and we can finagle that around other holidays.
Yeah.
So like around Memorial Day, around Labor Day, we only have to use 4 vacation days instead of 5. So
that's one of our tricks.
Yeah, one of our tricks. Schedule your vacation around holidays, and preferably even those like minor holidays versus like Christmas, Easter. I mean, those are the big holidays that everybody travels on.
Yeah, we don't travel during those.
Like those Columbus Day. I'm not saying they're minor holidays. I mean, they're obviously all important, but
Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Travel on those ones that people less travel on, like Labor Day, Columbus Day. Kids are back in school at that point, and they don't always have. They may have that day off, but they don't usually have those weeks off. So. Definitely.
Actually, we vacation a lot during times when kids are in school, so it's less busy.
Yep.
And we don't have kids, so I don't think we could afford kids if we traveled as much as we did.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we basically like to do 2 or 3 major vacations a year, and then we kind of squeeze in other vacations throughout the year. Yep. So this year's all shifting and changing. We also
it's a very fluid situation right now because everything we canceled. Back to back, we were supposed to go to California for a week and spend a week in Orlando. We actually canceled both of those, and now it's just a week in West Palm Beach. If everything's good and safe to go, the resort is actually open, so a lot's changing now. So anything can happen, right? So that's the plan, anyway. We are also both travel agents. So Missy started out as a travel agent, and then a little bit while longer, I signed up as well as a sub agent. So she's my boss.
Yeah, I'm his boss.
I
put him to work.
She doesn't tell me what to do anyway.
We've been agents I've been an agent for almost 2 years. So yeah, in which I've always been that person that all my friends and family always ask, hey, where should I go? What should I do? And I've always helped plan everybody's vacations. And I finally decided, okay, why am I doing this? Full time almost, and not getting paid to do it. So I finally decided, hey, I have access to a lot more specials and deals and all this if I become an agent. So basically that's how it kind of happened. But we enjoy traveling. Pretty much our whole life revolves around where are we going to be, what are we going to be doing.
We're planning our next vacation while we're on a vacation. And sometimes even long before that. We usually plan 12 to 24 months in advance.
Yeah, usually we're planned about 2 years in advance.
We actually have a trip cruise booked for next August. So August 2021, a cruise is booked. Which we also had one booked for this August as well, but we canceled the cruise. We canceled everything else, but our flights are still booked. So
we're supposed to be going to Europe in August of this year, but we're not going. Yeah. So we've canceled all of our hotels. We've canceled our cruise, but we haven't canceled the airfare yet because we're really hoping they cancel the airfare. If they cancel, then we'll get our money back instead of having to use that money towards another flight, which flying to Europe was about $1,400. So right now we're sitting there hoping that flight gets canceled. I don't know. We'll see.
They're direct flights, right? So
that's the one.
The kind of the challenge is the
downfall.
Flights, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm notorious for binders, which I know that Derek from D&G Explorers does the same thing. So right now I have these are some of the binders that I have currently for our next few trips. So, and I'm pretty detail oriented.
Apparently, right?
To the point that, I'm looking up menus for restaurants we're going to be at. I'm to the point that I actually, we're kind of creatures of habit. So I usually know what we're going to be eating, at any given time at a restaurant, that type of thing. So I can figure it out almost to the penny of what our trips are going to cost. So, and usually we're within...
And I budget in twice as much. Not quite twice as much.
So whatever I tell him the figures are, he adds a little bit to it because of shopping, because we have to shop. But yeah,
you don't need to shop.
We need
shopping. Shopping is probably the most overrated travel activity ever imagined. Right?
No, you need to shop.
Okay.
Shopping is the best part. So yeah, we basically or at any given time, if somebody asks us to do something. I'm referring back to the binders of, on that day, we don't really have time, so.
And usually, sometimes what we have in the binder is kind of like a general plan. Quite often what we'll find is like, okay, we're supposed to go, like if we're on a cruise, we're supposed to go to such and such a specialty restaurant tonight. Or if we're even on a land-based vacation, we're supposed to go here. Well, we may shift those around depending on what kind of is going on. But usually we hit all the places that we mention. It's just we
might get shifted by day or something. If it rains one day, we might change something around. But yeah, and we also after we moved to Florida, we became annual season pass holders, Florida pass holders for Disney World. So at the beginning of the year, we went, I don't even know how many times. In January and February and November of last year, we went several times, which I'm glad we did. Because obviously we're not going now.
Yep, our annual passes are on hold.
They're on hold at the moment. Yep. So that's something that we're looking forward to adding to our channel, because I've been a Disney fan my entire life.
Sharon, what do you want to put in here? Sharon at Sea loves those binders. And binders for all our cruises as well. Yeah, everybody should have binders.
Binders are I'm that person that when school supplies come out, I'm out buying binders and school supplies for my binders, my travel, my planning.
My dad actually once said he was looking through the itinerary. It wasn't a binder that we gave them. It was just kind of a printed itinerary.
Yeah, everybody that goes on vacation with us gets a color. I'm also color coded. So like food is red, hotels are green. I'm like very organized. And so everybody that goes on a trip with us, they get, an actual paper copy for them to of the itinerary to refer to during the trip. So your dad said...
My dad was like, when do we have a chance to pee? Because he's looking at this itinerary. He's expecting to see restroom breaks on there, or washroom breaks for him, right?
Yeah,
in Canada.
But,
that's kind of funny. He's like, when do I get a chance to pee?
Yeah.
Right? So,
between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, we have a little downtime.
Yep, you get 2.5 minutes. That's it.
Right, that's it.
You get in, get out.
Yep, we're on an agenda.
Yeah.
Let's see if we're missing some questions here before we continue.
See what we got going on here.
Let's see.
Thanks for D&G for pointing out our Facebook group. Yeah, we have a Facebook group, the Taziar Travel. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group, the Taziar Travel Troop. Right, the Taziar Travel Troop, the Triple T.
Yep.
Sounds like a wrestler, Triple T.
That's probably the other funny thing about our name. His last name is Taziar, which nobody ever can spell, say, pronounce.
So now you know how to pronounce it if you watched our live stream.
Yes. But we always get Taziar, Taser, which, hey, I wish we got royalties off of a taser. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But
yep.
We didn't invent that. My family didn't invent that.
But I think actually we're the only Tasers in the United States. If you Google Taziar, it's going to bring up us. Or something to do with his family. Our YouTube channel. His family in Canada. There's very few. It's a Slavic, yeah. Slavic name.
My grandfather was Slavic.
Yep.
And I think maybe it even got changed some of the spelling when he moved here. When he actually moved to Canada, but yeah.
Yep.
So what do we got going on in the chat?
D&G Explorers.
Help us get to the 1,000 subs.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do, is to get to the 1,000 subs. It's that slow climb. We're getting there. We're getting closer.
Thank you to anybody who has subscribed today.
Yep.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yep, we totally appreciate subscribers. Actually, we've been on YouTube for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. Or putting videos out. I guess we joined YouTube before that. And I actually have used YouTube for years for researching vacations. So that's kind of how we started the idea of doing a YouTube channel, is because that's the first thing I do. If I want to go to a new hotel or a new location, the first thing I do is go to YouTube, punch in that, or type in that name of where I'm going, destination, hotel, whatever, and I watch reviews of it. So that's how we kind of got into watching cruise and other travel YouTube channels. It's just by research, clearly research.
In fact, the first travel channel we watched was some guy in the UK, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was because we were getting ready to go on not a back-to-back, but the Carnival Vista out of Barcelona for a 10-night cruise of the Med, and he was on the same cruise before us, wasn't he, or something like that?
I think so.
So we watched
his channel.
His channel. I don't even remember what the name of his channel is.
Still subscribe to him, and he actually is not even like a.
He doesn't post anything.
He's not a travel channel. It's his family, and they have like a drone, and which is our next purchase. We're hoping.
Yeah, I've been looking at that Mavic Air, the GGI Mavic Air 2.
Yes.
It just came out.
Yeah. I've been looking at an iPad, and he's been looking at.
Yeah.
Which I bought the iPad.
You bought the iPad, but then it was the iPad Pro, 11 inch.
11 inch.
And we sent that back because it's too small. It looks so tiny.
Yeah.
Even though it's bigger screen than the old iPad, it looks so tiny, so we sent that back. And you're getting what now? 12.9 inch.
12.9 inch, but we got. The key here is that we got the 1 terabyte, so I'll be able to actually edit and load pictures while we're on trips and stuff, because I take a lot of pictures. Like a lot.
A lot of pictures.
Yeah. Like when we do European trips, I usually take between 8,000 and 9,000 pictures. So I'm actually a photographer. I have a degree in photography. So I graduated college in 1993 for photography. And I've done all types of photography. I've done magazines, publishing. I used to be a hockey photographer and used to travel around. Was a team photographer in Ohio.
Not the
Blue Jackets. Yeah, it was a lower
Yeah.
league. Actually, I shot for a couple different leagues and traveled around, and I did that for several years until I got my nose broken in the penalty box. So that kind of scared me.
Don't do that anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, the photographer would sit in the penalty box where the players would come in.
This is just a small rink. I mean, this is
yeah. Well, it held 10,000
yeah, it's pretty
people.
big, but
I mean,
it's not. It's not a. They don't have a big press area like they do at the big NHL.
Yeah. And I didn't have any fear, which apparently that wasn't the right attitude. So, but yeah, I got high sticks in the face and got my nose broke. So, stopped shooting hockey. Went to weddings, which has its own issues.
Weddings and kids.
Weddings and kids.
Yeah.
Did that for a long time. Did band photography. I used to work for some hard rock bands and did stuff for their albums, and so I've done a lot of different types of stuff. A lot of advertising. I shot for 11 different phone books and did all their advertising photography. And then I got a real job. I started working.
That was a real job. It was just self-employed.
Yeah, self-employed was great. Then I got a day job. So I'm always taking pictures where Jeremy's actually doing the video. So a lot of the videos that you see from us, Jeremy does a lot of the recording. Jeremy does all the editing.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy is self-taught.
Well, YouTube.
That's
so
right.
That's another tip. If you want to learn about editing, I do use Final Cut Pro for editing. So, and we have a Canon EOS M50 is our main camera, and then I also have a Sony X3000 action cam, a couple GoPros.
Our Canon.
Well,
usually I'm using it.
Yeah, and you have your Canon 80D.
Yeah.
For mostly photography, but she also does shoot some video on
Yeah,
that. And I actually do use that in some of the
I shoot some of the B-roll, which, I mean, my major was in portraiture and fashion, and then I dabbled in commercials. So I'm usually more into the B-roll stuff, where he's actually you're getting really good at B-roll. So
yeah, starting to do B-roll.
Yeah. So that's basically.
So most of the B-roll you see is actually filmed with the 50D.
Yeah.
Or M50, sorry, not 50, M50.
M50. We've just changed cameras.
Yeah, we just changed camera. The camera doesn't even exist, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it does, actually, but yeah.
And we're kind of those people that, if it could go wrong, it does. And so we just kind of go with the punches, and we just kind of change things on the fly if we have to.
I mean, that time that you deleted all the video from the second day of Barbados and formatted the card before I downloaded it. Actually, that was my fault.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Some great footage that day. It was a couple days before the election in Barbados, and
yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. We have a few pictures, but that's it.
Yeah. I was referring to the time that we didn't take the parts to the GoPro with us on vacation.
Oh yeah, and I bought the.
We were gonna buy like the little frame to put, because we bought a chesty so they could wear that on the go-karts on the Norwegian Encore.
Yeah.
And so
we got to the airport, and I'm like, I don't have the frame that fastens it that goes around the GoPro to fasten it to the chesty. Mm-hmm.
So that led to us.
And we didn't even have the chesty yet. We bought the chesty in the airport.
They actually had an Apple store, and it was the same price as it is everywhere. And we're like, hey, we'll just buy it here. And then we realized we have no way to attach the camera to the actual chesty. So that led to us going to Best Buy to buy a frame. In Columbus, Ohio. We moved to Florida, and all of our flights and everything were already booked from Ohio. So we had to fly back to Ohio to catch our flights to Europe to catch our cruise. Long story. But so we decided to go, buy the little frame. Well, the frame was like $50, and so we ended up walking out with another GoPro.
The Hero 7 Silver, I think it was. That's what we bought.
So
because they had already come out with the 8, so the 7 was on sale.
So now we have 3.
We had 3. We have the old 3 black, and then we have the 5, and now the 7. And then I also have the GoPro Karma Grip.
Yep.
I actually bought 5 of those because Dick's Sporting Goods was clearing them out. So I bought them for $75. At that time they were like, what were they, like $300? So yeah, so stocked up.
Yep.
So what do we got going on here? I know a few people were saying hello to us Ann Handley. Midlife Crazy says, it's amazing how much equipment you have acquired now. I know. It's like you never seem to get rid of it. We actually had a lot of cameras before we moved from Ohio. Maybe a year before we moved from Ohio. We had so many old cameras. We had a T3i. We had...
I still had my...
I mean, there's probably you still had your
I still had my film cameras.
So.
When I went to college, we did everything actually on film. It wasn't digital.
And you went into a dark room.
Yeah, I went into a dark room and actually developed film. Mm-hmm. So, I had like $5,000 cameras that were my professional cameras that took film, which are completely useless now. And my $5,000 cameras were selling for $12 on eBay.
Yeah, but we actually
we could use it for a coaster, like
yeah, maybe. But we did sell some of those old digital cameras.
Yeah, we did actually sell some of those.
Put them up on eBay, straight auctions, and hey, people want that stuff. It's a lot cheaper. Maybe somebody just getting into photography, that kind of thing. So let's see here. We have some more. Hi there.
So D&G is asking us what our
Nurse Nancy
favorite...
here saying something here. She's going to catch a bite to eat. Mowing the lawn. Well, thanks for joining us, Nautical Nurse Nancy. Okay, so what D&G Explorers say?
They are asking us what our favorite cruise line is.
Okay, so we probably should say what cruise lines we've sailed.
Yes.
So
actually, we've been cruising since... Yeah, our little list of things we're going to talk about. We've been cruising since 2009. We have been on... Where did I actually put that?
We've been on 16 cruises.
Yeah, I know that.
13 different cruise ships, so it means we've done 3 of them twice.
Yes.
One of them was a back-to-back on the same cruise ship. So we've done Celebrity, Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean. And
we've done more Carnival than anything.
Yeah, a lot more Carnival than anything. We've done 3 Royals, a couple Celebrity, 3 Norwegians, and then the rest were all Carnival. So
yeah,
so we've done quite a few cruises. But what's your favorite cruise line?
So that's kind of a baited question because I really love Norwegian. We've been on 3 Norwegian ships, and we've only been on the really big ships, so we've been on the Bliss, the Encore, and the Escape.
And be sure to stick around. I actually have a trailer coming up a little bit later on before we sign off here at 2 o'clock. We'll have a trailer. It's a 3-minute short video of our upcoming Norwegian Escape cruise vlogs. So we'll probably get to that here in 10 or 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a whole series coming out that we did our first group cruise. We had 9 people that went on a cruise with us, and most of the people had never been on a cruise, so we had, I guess, 7 newbies. One person, I guess, had been on a few cruises. But it was
and
fun.
one person had been on a cruise, but we've been since the 90s.
Yeah, so it was a long time ago. But it was a lot of fun to take people who've never been on a cruise. They just thought it was the greatest
Yeah, they had a great time.
Yeah, just because somebody who's never been on a cruise and doesn't realize how much there is to do on the ship, what a great value it is. That's the big thing, that trying to get people to get past that whole, you're on a boat, you're trapped for a week. You're not trapped. I mean, every day you wake up and you're in a whole new country, a new location, new island. The cultural experience of it, I think, is a huge thing for us. Actually, we counted it up. We've been to over 50 islands. Obviously not all in the Caribbean. We've been to most of the islands in the Caribbean, but we've been to islands in the United States, to Canada, Europe. So we've traveled a lot. And that's one of the things that... So I don't know. I would say Norwegian is probably my favorite cruise line to actually cruise on. But being a travel agent... they might not be my favorite cruise line to deal with right now. I think that the time that we're in right now with the whole crisis of everybody having to cancel the cruises and reschedule and rebook,
definitely challenging for
it's challenging, for everybody. And you really start to realize which cruise lines are more accommodative, which ones are easier to work with. So that's kind of changed my view, I think, a little bit on certain aspects of cruising, and things that probably I'll do differently. Actually, that is a tip. If you have a cruise booked that you are not sure about if it's going to happen or not, or you think you're going to cancel it, if they haven't canceled it yet on you, it's probably better for you, if you have already paid for it in full, if you've already paid for it, to hold off and wait and not cancel it until they cancel it, because that's kind of the mistake we've made a few times. We've canceled, we're like, oh, we're not going, and we've canceled it. And then they came out and said, if you have a cruise booked, we're canceling your cruise, and we're going to give you 125% of what you paid.
Well, in fact, we had the Mardi Gras booked for later this year, and we should have waited.
Yeah.
Because we canceled it before they actually canceled the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, we canceled it before the whole.
Well, true. That was even long before the whole
virus thing started.
Situation. But, but we had kept that cruise, and we decided, well, we're not going to go on it because it was a transatlantic on the Carnival Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And then we decided, well, we're not going to do that again after the Encore transatlantic. I would do it again, but but it was in the fall too.
Yeah.
So we decided, well, we'll go ahead and cancel it. Well, then literally like 3 or 4 weeks later, they canceled the cruises and gave everybody boohoo bonuses. So it's like, as long as you don't need that money back right away, which it was a non-refundable deposit, so we lost $50 a person. So
right,
we could have got a whole 100% refund or money towards our next another cruise.
You also want to pay attention to though, like the timeline of when you have to cancel, and because you do start to, if you wait too long, and it's not a situation like we're currently having where they're canceling all cruises, but in a normal situation, you want to look at that information and not necessarily cancel right up in time for the cruise, because that is going to lessen the amount of money you're going to get back. Yeah. But the situation we're in right now, where the cruise lines are canceling, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So, Midlife Crazy said that they recently started using the DJ Osmo Pockets. They're great except in low light.
Yeah, I kind of read that about them. We had somebody on a prior, well, I think it was actually on the Escape. He was on the on that cruise, and he showed it to us. Actually, he had one. And his was a little different. He said it did 4K at 60 seconds or 120, 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. He said it was a little different. He had bought it from them somehow with some special build or something. I don't know. But yeah, we looked at that. It looks pretty cool. Definitely nice and smooth. Yeah, but like I think like you say, like in the low light inside, sometimes the video's not quite as clear. Same as the GoPro. I mean, the GoPro is kind of the same way.
Well, and the Sony that we originally were filming, we bought a Sony.
Sony X3000 action cam, a little white camera.
That was like an $800 mistake.
Yeah, we still use it. I actually use it. I use it for all of my time lapses. Yeah. So it's great for time lapses. So if you see a time lapse, which you'll see, you probably saw in the intro if you're around for the intro, or for the Escape here coming up when we do that little trailer. Any time lapse is done with my X3000.
Yeah. Just not very good in low light situations, and it distorts more. I'm not real big on that with the wide angles.
Yeah.
And D&G Explorers is asking what our favorite ship is. Well, it goes back to Norwegian. My absolute favorite ship in the whole world that I've ever been on is the Norwegian Bliss, and it wasn't just because my favorite artist painted it, Weiland, but the ship was... That's
probably 90% of it.
Okay, 99% of it. It's because Weiland painted it. Actually, that's why we booked it. Like, we literally booked the ship the minute they announced that he was going to be painting the whole of the ship. We were like, yep, going on the boat.
We should take him around the house and show them all of our Weiland paintings, or all of our $50,000 Weiland originals.
Yeah, I'd like to see those too.
Yeah, where are those at?
We don't have any of those. We have the coffee table book.
yeah, the coffee table book. And you actually liked him so much that we named our kitty cat after him.
Yeah, we actually named our cat Weiland. So we've met him a couple times too. If anybody doesn't know who he is an underwater artist. He paints scenes like whales, dolphins, and underwater scenes.
He does all those big whaling walls. So if you see a big wall painted with
whales and dolphins,
and underwater,
whales. Yep.
He likely painted it. You'll see Weiland.
They're all over the world.
Over 100 of them.
Over 100 of them. Which actually, we've been to a lot of locations that he had painted the walls, and so we've took pictures and tried to visit them. So anywhere we are, we always look. We kind of plan two things when we do a vacation. We kind of look at different things to attract us to that location. And probably one of the hidden things that people don't realize, which we really don't talk about in our vlogs, is that we are huge Hard Rock Cafe fans. Mm-hmm. I have been years before I even met Jeremy, and I've collected the Hard Rock pins. And so we plan a lot of our vacations around, do they have a Hard Rock Cafe, a Hard Rock Hotel, a Hard Rock Casino? And so, we go in, we buy pins, so we have hundreds of pins. Mm-hmm. We've been to over 65 Hard Rock Cafes, casinos, hotels. So like Europe a couple of years ago, we went to 6 different ones on that vacation. So that's a huge thing for us. So we plan a lot of trips around, is there a Hard Rock Cafe? Then another thing we look at is, do they have Weiland whaling walls? So these are kind of things that we like to do when we're on trips. Mm-hmm. Like not just the vacation-y type things, like we have kind of a hidden agenda, I guess. So.
Yeah, and my favorite cruise ship's probably the same.
The Bliss.
The Bliss. I love that observation lounge or like the whole front part of the ship on, what was it, deck 16?
8.
No, deck 16.
Oh.
You're thinking of the waterfront.
The waterfront.
Well, the waterfront is just as fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And they have that on all of the Breakaway and Breakaway Plus class ships. So it's definitely fantastic. And the Encore was the same way. It's just the Encore we couldn't really... the observation lounge we could enjoy pretty well, but if you could stand the rocking back and forth and up and down...
we had high seas. For anybody who hasn't watched that, we had 46-foot seas. We did a transatlantic on the maiden voyage of the Norwegian Encore last year. And so
we have cruise vlogs on that, so check those out.
We have a whole series on that.
Whole series.
We were the first people to ever be in this room, to ever do these things, and it was actually a really cool experience.
I was in the second group of actually the first group of go-karts, but they had two doubles rounds of go-karts before us, because they planned you could book the go-karts pretty much any day of the cruise, but because of weather, because of the waves and seas, they had canceled a bunch. So so I was in the first round of go-karts for singles. And they may have had it, I don't know if they even had any before that, because they did have like a little kind of like a press junket cruise kind of thing
in
Europe before that. So yeah. So we got here.
To Travel and Tour ask, what is our favorite Caribbean island?
Oh, favorite Caribbean island. Well, I know what mine is. I don't know if you like it as much, but
I'm gonna say Aruba. And we've never been to Aruba on a cruise.
That's right. Yeah, it's free land-based vacations. We actually have some travel vlogs from Aruba from 2018. So we really like to go if we find a location that we like, then we like to go and actually spend time there. And so we kind of use cruising to find destinations that we really like, and then we go back and do a land-based vacation. So that's probably where your private island or your favorite island comes in. My favorite island was Barbados.
Yeah.
And we have a huge cruise vlogs on that, or travel vlogs on that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's by far. I mean, you have Bliss Cafe, you have Mojo, by far Mojo, the chopping board kitchen, by far the best hamburger I have ever had anywhere. Yeah. Anywhere. Count none. It's by far the best hamburger I've ever had. In Barbados. So
we spent 12 days in Barbados, and actually out of all of our vlogs, we have over 110, I think.
Almost 130, 140 videos.
Yeah, videos on our channel. And actually, our Barbados series is our absolute favorite series that we've done.
It's the first one we did.
It's the first one we did. I mean, it's just, there's so many funny videos. If anybody hasn't seen the Barbados vlogs, my two favorite ones are day 5 and day 6. There's just so many funny moments in that. And maybe it's funny to us because it was us, but literally, if I just need a laugh, I go back and watch those videos, because learning to drive on the left side of the car, on the left or right side of the car, left side of the road. And I did all the driving. That's another thing, another tip that we have. We rent cars a lot when we go and travel. And we've learned how to drive. Well, it's me. I'm always the one driving. But I've learned how to drive on the other side of the road. Which, on a little Caribbean island, was interesting, to say the least. They've had some really interesting landscape there to drive on. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think Barbados.
The only down with Barbados was, that was kind of, they had a peak of, we were there during the peak of the seaweed season, so a lot of the beaches weren't really usable on the east end of the island. So yeah, that was one downfall. Yeah. If you go to Barbados and you want to do a land trip, I would definitely not do the spring. Mm-hmm. The fall is a lot better time for Barbados, just because of the seaweed. Like we didn't have a concept of how much seaweed they had until we got there, and so yeah, that was one of our favorite series. Okay, I have another question here. I'm trying to. It's hard to keep up with the chat. It's just going so fast. Nurse Nancy talking about the gimbal. Gimbals are great, right? We have the gimbal for the GoPro, and it makes everything super smooth. I'd like to get the gimbal for like my Canon. Mm-hmm. Well, you can even get a gimbal for this one too. Well, even, right? The kind that we saw in Hawaii. Oh, that they were using during the surfing. Yeah, that's another thing. We've been to Hawaii several times, and no vlogs for those though. Yeah, we don't have vlogs for those. We really weren't vlogging at that time, but one of my favorite sports besides hockey is surfing, and so I don't play hockey and I don't surf, but I love to watch them. Mm-hmm. And so I've been a surfing fan for years. I used to get magazines about surfing, and so we decided that we would go to Hawaii to see the North Shore. The first time we went, they had really low surf, about a foot. That's right, yeah.
I'm like, seriously?
You can't surf
So
for that.
yeah, we found out what time of year to go. So we went a couple of years ago.
2017. December 2017.
Yeah. And we went to the Pipeline, which was phenomenal.
Billabong Pipe Masters.
Yeah, Pipe
Actual
Masters.
surfing competition. They basically have, what is it, 2 or 3 week window where they can have that in December.
And you just have to be like, you have to get up and listen to the surf forecast for the day, and if they're going to surf,
it's a go or a no-go.
You jump on the road and drive, and 10,000 people go to where there's like places for 20 cars.
Yeah.
So
people basically open up their parking lots and their homes. Like, you can park on their lawn. Hey, $15, $10. I think we paid $10 for parking.
Yeah.
Basically, I kind of dropped you and your parents off at the thing, and I drove way down.
Like a mile
down the road, parked the car, and walked back.
Yeah.
So
but they had huge waves. I mean, it's...
Oh, the seas were huge.
40-foot waves.
Yeah.
It's huge. And it's so cool to actually be there and to see these famous people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like... Actually, on our intro, I think you have Kelly Slater, who's from
the very beginning
Cocoa
of the intro.
Beach, Florida, running past. And, you know, so that was
he
like...
touched my hand as he ran by. He, like, smacking people's hands. That won't happen anymore, probably, right, in the future. But he touched my hand. I haven't watched it since.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah, we're big surf fans. But the key to that story was that they had professional photographers there with these huge, big gimbals, videoing, you know, for like ESPN. So, you know, I was sitting there looking at these cameras, thinking, God, I want that.
You wouldn't be able to hold that out.
Yeah, the lenses, it's phenomenal. Like $20,000 lenses and.
Yeah, so I think we probably. I think there may have been a couple more questions on here, and then we need to jump over to our
preview.
Yeah, let's see
Over
here.
to Tulsa.
Go over to Tulsa, Vizos Travel.
Hard Rock. We have not been to that Hard Rock actually. Vizos Travel in Tulsa, so that's on the list.
Yeah, but basically anyone is on the list. I mean, we've actually been to the Bahamas one several times, and each time they counted it as a new visit for us.
They keep closing it, and reopening it, closing it, reopening it. They have a club where they keep track of which ones you've been to. Yeah.
They basically, I think they sell it to a new owner, and they count it as a new location.
Yep.
So what else we got here? I love Hard Riley, or Blaine, 2007. I love Hard Rock. Try to get the shirt and mug each time. Yeah, we get the pins each time, right? So
we started out doing glasses, and then we changed to shot glasses, and then we changed to magnets. And
we have boxes full of like Pilsners and hurricane glasses and keychains, and we got it all.
Finally decided we would just do pens because it's easier for packing. T-shirts, yeah.
Cruising for food. Spent most of the time in the observation lounge. That's the great thing about those ships, the Encore and the Bliss, and I think the Joy, right? There's the observation lounge. What's your favorite and least favorite restaurant on a cruise ship? So let's do this one really quick, and then we'll jump over to our escape trailer, and then we'll come back to
absolute favorite's always the steak restaurant. Whatever the steak restaurant is, I'm good there.
The steak restaurant.
Yeah.
I love the steak restaurant, but I'm trying to think if there's something better. No, the absolute favorite one on a cruise ship, and you'll probably agree with me once I say this, is Cuisine.
Oh, yeah.
When we were on Celebrity Summit out of San Juan back-to-back, we actually did Cuisine.
Twice.
We did it twice. We did the first cruise, and then when we got on the second cruise, we did it again. That was by far probably
it's a long, drawn-out 2 or 3 hour process.
It's like tapas style, right?
But
so
it is
small portions, but a lot of portions. By the end of it, you can't.
But it's just, if you've never been to that, it's a really cool experience.
Yeah,
the way they serve the food.
And least favorite restaurant on a cruise ship, I think, for us is
the one on the Encore.
The one on the Encore, yeah. The Taste and Savor.
Oh no, I was actually talking about the America's.
Oh, American Diner. Yeah, I would have to say that was not a good experience. Unfortunately, here's somebody travel Kiwis asking what gimbal are you using for the M50, or good suggestions. I'll have to jump back through here when we're over and see if we had an answer to that or not, because I would be interested in a gimbal. The problem is gimbals for larger cameras, they're usually extremely expensive, and they take a lot of work to balance them. So I'm not sure. I probably do want to look into that at some point. But I think a drone for me is higher on the list than a gimbal for the camera. Okay, so right now we're going to... We're a long ways back here.
Yeah.
Man, you hadn't been keeping up very well, have you?
We were just talking.
Yeah, just talking so much. So let's jump in. We'll take a look at our cruise vlog trailer for our Norwegian escape. It's actually been a long time since we've been on that, because we... Even after we got
December.
back,
it's not that long.
True. It's like 4 or 5 months. Even after we got off when we got off that cruise, we were still putting out Encore vlogs, right?
Yeah.
So again, now we have the escape coming up. The first vlog should be coming out here shortly. So let's jump over there and we'll take a look at the trailer. Let us know what you think. So what day is it, Missy?
It's Cruise Day!
Cruise Day! Which are like here we go. Missy. Missy's not allowed in.
Apparently not.
What do you guys think? Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll be coming up with our escape. I keep getting one escape and encore. They sound too similar. But yeah, at the end of that video, we were literally coming back to the cabin and swiping Missy's card. Swipe, 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 swipe. And then I'm like, hey, give me my card. Swiped it right in.
Apparently, I wasn't allowed to go back to the room.
She was not allowed to go back to the room. She was barred from our room. And then I think, didn't we, that we may have actually gotten that card replaced.
I think we did.
Because they had ended up actually messing it up, and your card didn't have your picture associated with it, so we had to go to guest services and get that.
Well, that was in the very beginning.
Oh, that was the beginning, yeah, that's right.
They took my picture 3 times when we got on the ship, and apparently I'm a ghost and it didn't show up, so.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the kind words about our video here. I'm going to go back. I think I saw a couple of people mention it. Amazing the content and editing. Thanks, D&G Explorers, and looks really professional. It's all self-taught, right? I never before 2 years ago. I tried editing a few videos.
Actually, we used to have a camcorder, the old style camcorders with like the tapes, and then we had the ones with the CDs.
Yeah, it was the compact VHS tapes. We actually still have some of those tapes.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of those tapes. But
we can't watch them. We don't have a VHS. We don't have a VCR, so we can't watch them. And then we ended up moving up to a DVD camcorder. So it recorded actually on a little mini disc, the Sony DVD camcorder. I sold that a long time ago, but I still have the discs. But I have no way of getting the video off the discs. But luckily, I'd actually downloaded or copied a lot of them onto a hard drive. So I actually have a lot of old footage. The only problem with the DVD is it's only a 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's not high definition. And then we went to a Sony camcorder, a little tiny camcorder, but it's really actually a full camcorder that does record 2 SD cards. And then now we've moved into Now I moved into these. That other one, it is an HD camcorder, but and I have used a few videos from it in our intro and stuff like that. But for the most part, we just use the new videos.
And I used to always say when we'd watch like home movies and stuff, he would always hold the camera kind of at a slant, and I was always saying why, and he'd always pan the opposite direction from where. And so I always would say, "Oh, this drives me nuts." Somehow now he's
Well, now I can actually
mastered it.
I can change the direction in the video. I can say, "Oh, just reverse this clip," right? So as long as there's no cars driving or people walking, you can reverse the clip pretty well. Because I've noticed I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to reverse this clip," and then you watch it back and the person's walking backwards. It's like that doesn't work out too well. You actually see that in a couple of movies. I saw it in the movie we watched, the Dark Waters movie. I think you saw. They had the smoke was going back into the ships or into the smokestacks, instead of it going out. So that was actually one of the goofs on IMDb too. So but
we go to a lot of movies, so we pick those apart too.
Yep. So that's another thing that's closed is our movie theaters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything we haven't talked about? I know some of our favorite types of excursions and stuff. We wanted to kind of talk about not necessarily our favorite excursion, but the type of excursions we really like to book.
Yeah, we don't do a lot through the cruise ship. It depends on where it is. In Europe, we did a few through the cruise ship, and those were more ones where you're 90 minutes from like the boat dock to the actual town. So like in Rome,
you dock, the ship docks way out. It's like a 45-minute or an hour bus trip into the city.
We do book some things through the cruise ships, but we've cruised enough now that we feel seasoned enough that we do a lot of stuff on our own. I do book a lot of shore excursions through Shore Excursioneer. Actually, I like using them.
Yeah, we use them a lot in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico we do.
I mean, they have excursions other places too, but we use them to book Mr. Sancho's. They were like $5 cheaper, right?
Yeah.
So save $5. Go to Shore Excursioneer and book your excursion.
And you just put like a little deposit down, and then you pay. I like that too because you're not paying for your excursions before you get there. So like when you walk up to wherever you're doing your excursion, you pay them there. So I don't know. It's kind of like. I like to keep my money in my hands and not necessarily give it to the cruise line.
Everybody, I think you pay like $16 or $20 per person, and then
it's a very small percentage.
And then you pay the rest later. Might even be less than that. And I think essentially what that is, what you're paying them is their commission when you show up at like Mr. Sancho's. You pay them the rest, and that's how that works. So let's see what we had a couple things here. People said somebody
somebody likes the thumbnails.
Those Misty does all of the thumbnails.
I do all the thumbnails.
Yes. So love the editing and love the thumbnails. So thank you. What is it? Lovey's Fat Life. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I do pretty much anything having to do with photography. We want to start adding some of my pictures, my photos that I've taken to the videos. We just haven't done that. It takes so long to edit my videos or my pictures just because I take so many. So I'm still working on stuff from Europe from months and months and months ago. So yeah, we want to start incorporating those. Back to like the types of excursions or things that we like to do on trips. As we kind of said earlier, we like to rent cars a lot. So even if it's not just a land-based vacation and we're going to be like in a port for 7, 8, 9 hours, a lot of times we will rent a car at the port or catch a cab to the place to rent the car and then just explore on our own. We've done that in
You did that in St. Croix, so that was another one that your driving experience on the
other side of the road.
Left-handed, but you're driving a left-handed drive vehicle on the left-hand side of the road, which is somewhat different actually than when we drove in Barbados. Yeah. We had a right-hand drive. I think driving in Barbados was probably a little bit easier.
Actually,
plus the potholes in St. Croix were ridiculous.
Bad.
I mean, they never filled a pothole there, and they just let them get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I guess they were bad. Like you'd have to sometimes drive on the wrong side of the road. You have to drive on the right just to get around the potholes.
Yeah, you learn a lot of little driving tips when you drive in the Caribbean. I think that's another thing that you feel like you connect more with where you're at if you rent a car and explore on your own. Because if you do an excursion, you go and you do like 2 or 3 things. Where we go and we feel like we've seen the whole island because we drive everywhere for hours. And we're taking pictures and we're doing video and, so that's one of the big things that we like to do.
You're kind of on your own schedule, right?
Yeah.
Versus, okay, we're going to go here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, say, hey, it's great. Get off the ship, get on your excursion and go. But we kind of like, we like booking just renting a car or even, especially in Europe, the next one is the hop on, hop off buses or trolleys. They have them in a few other places in the United States too. But
which we've done them everywhere.
Yeah, we've done them all kinds of places. I mean, the one trip in 2006 or 2007 we went to Europe.
16. 2016.
2006 or 2007. I'm like the whole 10 years behind. I'm going there even before we started cruising.
Yeah.
So 2016, 17, I can't
We
remember.
did 9 hop-on, hop-off tours on that vacation in different places. And that's another tip. A lot of people don't think, oh, I don't want to be stuck on a bus all day. You hop on, you hop off. So you basically can do the whole trip. You're listening to like a recording of what's going on, what everything is in the area. And then you have the opportunity to jump off, go see what you want to see, jump back on the next bus that comes around, and they come, every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes, somewhere around there. And you can do a whole tour of the city and do things again on your own, at your own leisure, but you're still getting that tour. So a lot of times people don't realize how great a hop-on, hop-off tour is because they don't they don't understand the concept of it.
You never tried it. They're fantastic. We love them.
Cheap. I mean, usually
$25 a person.
$25 a person. 40, I think, is the most we've paid, and that depends on where it is. We've done New York City, and that's another thing. Like when we fly somewhere, if we have long layovers, sometimes I will purposely plan a really long layover so that we can kind of explore a new city. So several years ago, we were flying from Cancun to Aruba. We did like a 2-week vacation, and we flew through Panama, as in the Panama Canal, Panama. And we had a 21-hour layover, I think. And so we actually spent the night at a Hard Rock Hotel. And
we booked an excursion through.
We actually did an excursion where they kind of drove us around, showed us around. And then we had another connection in Houston, Texas, and we did that so that we could go to a Hard Rock Cafe. So we
rented a car there.
Rented a car at the airport. We had 9 hours. We went to the Hard Rock.
We were going to go to a barbecue restaurant too, but we never could find it. When we got to the hotel, to the airport, in the airport was, hey, there's
the restaurant we were looking for. So that was kind of funny.
It's kind of like a local chain in Houston. So, Yep.
So Blaine said that we just hit 800 subscribers. Yay!
Wow, Blaine, congrats on hitting. Awesome, well deserved. Congrats to Travel from 2000. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thanks everybody who is subscribing, and I hope you are enjoying this. And I see that DNG Explorers dropped the link to the next quarantine cruise-a-thon. Definitely appreciate it because I was going to have to copy and paste it. Embassy has it, but we don't need to do it. They took care of it for us, so definitely appreciate that.
For the next live is going to be with Angie Pangie, which is funny
because
I have a lifelong friend I've known my entire life, and we call her Angie Pangie. So every time I see that, I'm thinking it's her. So I need to.
And as a couple, his name is Jim, right? Her name is Angie, and they're Jumanji.
Yeah,
right?
Jumanji,
not Jumanji. Jumanji. Yeah. So So definitely thanks for dropping that link in there. We'll be wrapping this up. We have a short outro at the end here, but. So we're
going to start doing more lives, I think.
I think we need to start doing more lives. We've only done 3 lives since we started. And they're all kind of like around a trip. We did a live from Rome.
Yeah.
We talked about our Encore cruise, and then we did one from Orlando. So we may do more lives. We're all set up here. We're probably going to work on a new backdrop.
May see some of my photography in the future.
May see some of Missy's photography in the future as part of our backdrop. So that's what we're going to head on over. We're working on next, I guess. Let's see what else we got here. Make sure I'm sure we missed a ton. So if you ask a specific question,
we'll go back.
We apologize. We'll try and go back through, or leave the question in the comments below.
Right.
And we read all the comments and respond to all the comments. So if there's something that you wanted to ask us, and Michelle Bowen, Hop On Hop Off are great. Sometimes you can find them discounted on Groupon, definitely, for sure. We've actually done that quite a bit through our work. We get there's a bonus kind of points program.
When you do,
we've booked we've booked some of those Hop On Hop Offs and excursions through that too. So definitely check out Groupon.
Actually, 6 of our 9 were free. Yeah, because we had points through work that we booked all over. Yeah. Yep.
The only problem we had with that was we went to Florence, and we couldn't find the bus stop. We could see the buses driving by, but we couldn't find the signs are always so small, so we couldn't find it. So we literally got on the bus, and it was literally 2 hours before we were supposed to catch, because they drove you to Florence. It was Florence and Pisa, I think, wasn't it? So they drove us to Florence. We found the Hard Rock. We found the bus finally, and then we did a half a loop, I think, or 3/4 of a loop, and then we got off, but it was free, so it worked out well for us.
That's the only time that we had a really hard time.
Yep. So I think we'll go ahead and
play our outro.
Yeah,
make sure you jump over to see Angie Pangie's channel.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna jump over there too. So you'll see us there. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll be doing another live in the future. So thanks for joining us. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.